And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 14, episode 5. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great weekend coming up ahead of you. So I also hope you guys are being productive, and I hope you guys are also safe in whatever endeavors you are currently partaking into. But I do want to tell you guys a few things before we start talking about the competitive League of Legends scene, because we have to talk about, the LTA, and we have to talk about the LEC 2025 winter split regular season as that has concluded with this past weekend. So we ended up, basically predicting for most of the teams doing pretty well within our tier list, actually. Some we got a little bit wrong. We were mostly right about a lot of things. Well, we have to tell you guys that because I would never acknowledge when I'm wrong because I'm actually a fucking genius. But nevertheless, coming up this Sunday, there's not going to be an episode of the Cloud9 podcast on Sunday. I am just going to take the day off and watch the Super Bowl, or I'll probably end up doing something with Professor Savage that if he's not watching the Super Bowl as well, because this happened last year as well. Me and Chaz basically said, well, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Let's just take the day off. And keep in mind, I don't want to always take days off generally. So what's going to end up happening is that just like how you guys saw an episode of the Cloud9 podcast on Monday this week, the Cloud9 podcast, instead of being on Sunday, is just going to be on Monday. And hopefully I can have James, my friend, help me with that. But if he's busy and can't do it, then we'll just have another episode of the Cloud9 podcast for you on Thursday. So keep in mind, no episode of the Cloud9 podcast this Sunday. It'll be either on Monday or you will get the newest episode on Thursday. Also, the reason why the episode would have to be a little bit later Thursday is because Captain America Brave New World comes out next Thursday on Valentine's Day, and I'm going to be going to go see it probably at the 4 o'clock showing. It's probably when I'm going to end up going to see it because the 2 o'clock showing is too early, but the 4 o'clock showing will give me enough time to, get the full day of going to the movie theater episode ready for you guys, because anytime I go and see a movie, I usually do an episode of full day of going to the movie theater. The last time I did an episode in that series was Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which came out in December of 2024. And as you guys know, I've been working on putting out consistent content in a shorter time frame. I uploaded a really well-edited video today talking about the main reasons why The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars movie, actually. So I hope you guys ended up watching that video. And if you did not have a chance to go and watch it, don't worry. You can always go and enjoy that video because it is a video you can not only watch right now, you can also watch this video years later on down the road. Also on my comic book channel, I've been uploading consistent content on there as well. I ended up, getting my comic book vlog done yesterday with my friend James. And that's essentially pretty much it as far as things going on for the channel. So yeah, joining me here in this episode to talk about competitive League of Legends is Mr. Blanks. What's going on, black man?
I'm good, man. I was like, what the hell?
Yesterday he was yelling at James. He was getting mad at him. I'm like, don't get mad at the white man. We got to embrace the white man.
Man, fuck the white man.
Why are you so racist, man? What happened to you?
How am I racist?
You said fuck the white man. Oh my God.
Hey, ain't my fault motherfuckers is closed-minded.
Good Lord, man. Hey, I'm white by myself. Don't worry, man. We'll let you in, dude. Don't worry. I got you back.
Fuck yeah, C words. Can't say it.
What did I do? Oh my goodness. Now you can take it out on me. God, man. I'll just let you open Lennon's ass and spread it wide and put your tongue in that shit. And then if you make out with me, I taste her ass too. You see, you feeling what I'm spitting? You feel what I'm saying?
No. You're just weird. What's wrong with you?
Oh shit. Oh God. But how you been doing, man? How's work, dude?
Tiring. Like I was supposed to have this weekend off. I gotta work fucking Saturday.
You have to work 6 days this week?
Yeah.
So you only have Sunday off?
Yep.
Well, at least you have the Super Bowl Sunday off. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch the game, or are you just gonna skip out on this? I'll buy the skip out.
I forgot what channel it was on, because if it was on like CBS, I could watch it on Paramount. But I was thinking it is. That's me. I'll probably just play Pokemon. I just been practicing Pokemon. I just been nonstop grinding Pokemon all week.
How far is your head in the sand when it comes to Pokemon?
Dude, I'm trying to win a League Cup, man. I've found a deck I can actually master. Now I just need to get better with the deck. Because when I get good with that deck, I can like fine tune it, play it some more. Other than that, like, because like sometimes I'll take a break, play some Yu-Gi-Oh, but honestly, I'm just so bored of Yu-Gi-Oh right now. It's not funny.
Hell yeah. I mean, I was watching a guy fucking stream the mobile app Pokemon game, Pokemon Pocket or whatever. A lot of people seem to be playing that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Is that Pokemon came out with a new way to play Pokemon digitally for a lot of people, and that probably has more people playing it than Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. People forget, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links was like a mainstreamed line Yu-Gi-Oh! Way, to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though it really wasn't how you play Yu-Gi-Oh! But you said the way that Pokemon, the Pocket game, it's not how you play Pokemon either. So it has nothing to do with it. Maybe like the games match each other. It's all dependent on, do you actually enjoy the card game itself? Because Duel Links was kind of big for a little bit there. I actually played it. I just, for me, since I came from like traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! I was like, I just couldn't find a world where I could make this work. I'm used to summoning 5 monsters on the board and linking and synchro and shit off. And then this game wants you to play 3 monster spaces and 3 spawn trap zones. It's like, yeah, that's not.
No, because what it was a whole new game.
It doesn't feel like real Yu-Gi-Oh! Just done to me,
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Now doesn't feel like real Yu-Gi-Oh! There's no more trap cards that face down. It feels like board breakers. You're just break my board or bust content. That's what it feels like. It doesn't even feel like you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It feels like you're playing solitaire at times. It's just like, okay,
it's crazy, man.
Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, I'm gonna play off.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Went to a point where you would even have people building decks that were just dedicated to go second. And people don't know about Yu-Gi-Oh! Usually if you went second, you were at a disadvantage, especially when they made the rule you can only draw 5 cards, right? But now you have people that are just dedicated going second decks. That's it.
Yep.
Like, huh? That's crazy.
You got decks now that are just engines put together, and then voila, Fiend Miss Bithio. Like, what the fuck? It's just 2 engines, not an actual deck. You just put 2 engines together that could cohesive work. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Emily, how you doing? WZ says, we got you, ho. What do you mean? Michael, what's up, man? What's up, MSK and Chaz? What's up, Emily and WZ? Clip the last stream. That last stream never happened. Chaz can vouch for me. I didn't just mentally break down. It never happened.
I'm trying to figure out what stream you're talking about.
You're talking about the one we've just deleted.
Which one?
The episode we just did before I did not restart with this episode.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, which one? I was like, wait a second. These 3.
Hi, Emily and Michael. MSK, you need a Swayville vacation, I think. April. Hopefully, can go out of town to the F&T Geeks and Gamers meetup again like I did last year. Go out there, meet Amaranth at a casino, rizz her up a little bit, take her back to my hotel room, thrust in her for like a good 5 minutes, blow some loads in her, kick her out, obviously, go to the next girl. Hopefully Pokemon's there to take some back shots, for me. Fucking hell, man. You guys didn't know. I was driving out to Vegas last year without James in my Lamborghini, wearing a black tight shirt, sunglasses, foot on the pedal, throttle in that shit. The stick shift was clutch, going like 100 miles down the freaking highway. Man, that shit was great. I was rich. I was in a good hotel room, went out to the bars, was drinking with a whole lot of dudes. I really love the company of men. Men make me really, really happy. And then I'll find a girl and be like, hey, yo, girl, where would you like me to on you later tonight? Man, these modern women are whores. You believe me?
Yeah. No, I do believe it. I do believe it.
Why do you do that to me? Why do you do this to me? God damn, man.
Because I just saw a poster for a movie I forgot I watched years ago with the Pink Ranger, Kimberly. It was a movie called Suzy Q. I was like, holy fuck. I remember
She's still
watching.
doing movies? Oh shit!
No. This was a movie she did while she was still. This is one of the reasons why she left Power Rangers, because she was doing a movie called Suzy Q for Disney, and then she was doing other movies around this time. I remember it was a Disney movie where it was about this girl who went to go, prom back in 1955. Her and her boyfriend died in a car accident, her and her boyfriend died in a car accident on their way to prom. And then,
I was like, you like black girls to a decent extent, right?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Do you think Gothic? I think Gothic is cool, or whatever. Not like looks wise, but do you think Gothic is cute?
She's alright.
Would you unload in her?
Probably not. It's one of those where I look and I'm
That's why I said black girls are always lower on the totem pole, man. Always.
No, it's not that. Okay. The whole thing is, like, gotta look at them, be like, well, maybe. It's one of those where it's like, maybe. It's because there are some black women, I'm like, yep. And some are like no.
That shit is too. Did you have this when you were a kid? Right here. Did you guys have this when you were in public school back when you were younger? School really had us eating pizza with milk chocolate at 11 a.m. This pizza for breakfast was fucking great. This tasted great. Yes, I never actually drank school milk. I just don't like milk. I think milk's just
but never at the same time. I was lactose. That's me. Oh my god, that milk back in the day, that was delicious milk. That shit was delicious. But I never ate it with pizza. I remember boiled a hot dog on a bun or.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can't you can't have cheese. Damn.
No. I can have a certain amount.
What about peanut oil or vegetable oil? What about those?
Peanut oil. Now, yes. Back then I could. It would fuck up my stomach.
God, man.
But
dude, yeah, I remember did you grow up when they had the little bags you had to poke the straws through? Oof, God, man.
You mean the Capri Suns?
No, like, yeah, we had those too. Capri Suns was good too. They had the milks, not in the carton for us a little bit. It was like in bags. People would like blow them up and pop them in front of people. Good Lord.
I have to see what those look like. I have to see what those look like again.
God, man. But yeah, people actually drank milk and that's just gross. Like, milk is, I don't know, milk just always gives me a nauseous feeling.
Unless milk back in the day tasted different. And I'm gonna tell you when milk started tasting differently. This had to be right after it was right after Bush got in office. It was like 2001, 2002. And 2006 is when I knew milk it did not taste the same. Milk, like, under Clinton administration, you gotta realize, because I'm old. I was born 1990 in the early 90s. That's all I'm saying. I was born under the first Bush administration. Most of my elementary childhood was under Clinton. I remember. And then my last bit of fifth grade and most of high school, except for the last 6 months, was under the second Bush. I remember milk tasted different. It tasted better, but something about that carton and that brand of milk, oh my God, it tasted delicious. But also, we were kids. We didn't really have taste buds like that. Milk started tasting different once you got older, but also they
started a lot of things just started tasting differently. I remember because people know we like Lunchables, me and James. I remember having Lunchables as a kid, and they tasted way better than what they taste like now. You just picked up one and taste one. It's not the fact that your taste buds changed; they just legitimately taste worse.
It was less chemicals then. Plus, they were.
The pepperonis felt like actual meat. The cheese felt real.
It's the same thing with McDonald's. Once they changed, like, all fast food tastes better back then because they were actually using more.
What about Pizza Hut?
I didn't really have Pizza Hut like that.
Me neither. Yeah, people say Pizza tastes way better. I thought pizza was always trash.
My pizza was either go down street to Ashton Pizza. Domino's Pizza we will order once in a while, but it was always Ashton Pizza because it was right down the street. Just get a large half cheese, half pepperoni, all that shit, all that. movie night for. Oh my god, that was a night.
Emily says, I'm going on vacation to Disneyland next week after winning some tickets back in August from a radio show here in France. Awesome. Hope you have fun.
Nice.
Don't get lost and get Mickey Moused. Woo. But yes, good. Emily, make sure you think of me when you're on that trip and you're like, MSK, y'all, I'll always think of you.
Those were the good. Those were the good. Like I was listening to some music earlier when I was playing Pokemon. Like back when I was getting dropped off.
Some old Disney music was actually like pretty good. I'll even say this. What happened? Go ahead.
I know. Not Disney music. I was talking about like R&B music, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was just. Yeah. I don't know. The music was just better back in the day, in my opinion. It was just
okay. So there's a song I've always listened to ever for as long as I remember. I heard it. Remember that song by like Huey Lewis and the News when there's "Do You Believe in Love" or some shit, and they're singing to this girl and she's like in a bed. Like it felt like for like certain music styles back then, like the music videos, they were just so extravagant and weird, but it felt so natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even with like killer oldies songs, like man, they just feel so good. It just feels so natural, with music. Like there's some decent music now, but not as anywhere close compared to back then. It's not even. I think for me, music essentially died off around 2010, 2009. I think the early 2000s is the last decent era for music. Actually,
I'll say I would say about around that era. Rock music to me died in the mid-teens.
Did you like Nickelback?
I didn't care for it. I mean, I don't hate them. I just never listened to them. Like the only rock group I really listened to was Linkin Park, and that was because they did that fusion album with Jay-Z, and then after that, I started listening to more Linkin Park, and that was the only rock group I really fuck with. Like there are some rock, like Maroon 5 was more pop. That's why I fucks with them.
Man, did Adam Levine let that fucking success go to his head, man? Holy shit, dude.
Mean, yeah.
They made some good songs. I like Maroon 5. What's that? They did The Power of Love, the song that they used for the Back to the Future movie. Oh my god, what an absolute banger. Remember Twisted Sister?
Yeah.
They do I Want to Rock. Like, man, they had some go back and watch music videos from like the 1980s and 90s. Fucking hell, they're so creative.
Michael, music is still good, but not at the rate like it was back in the day. I think there's these radio stations are just promoting too much shit music.
Like, dude, man, Cardi B will be like, man, I'm sick of people sexualizing me, man. You had a number one song called Wet.
Wet ass.
This is why I do not take women opinion seriously. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? This bitch is like, I can't believe people always sexualize me. You're rapping about having a wet vagina.
That's no, Michael. That's another thing too. The radio has gone to absolute shit. Like you
listen to the radio? Oh well, there's still cars, right? I have not listened to the radio forever. I literally just have my phone and I have a playlist of music and I just listen to that.
I usually listen to the radio if I'm with if it's anybody else. I usually just have the playlist going on.
Like why would you need a radio if on your phone you have music, right? That you download to it? Like there's no need. I just have it all customized the way I want to.
Unless I'm going somewhere for like an hour, like out of the city. If I'm just in town, I don't really care because I'll be out the car. But like a lot of times, I do put on like a playlist and I'll just play that. Like, but yeah, really, I have like 3 playlists. I have like the playlist I go to the gym. I got like my '90s playlist. It's just mostly R&B. Sure, yeah. It's mostly R&B. It's gonna be mostly girl groups. It's gonna be like TLC, Destiny Child, Black.
Remember those fucking Sanford and Son clips that I sent? Oh my god, those are. The part where she's like, the part where she's talking to him and he's like, he just hold everything. That's just, man, Sanford and Son, that shit is so fucking funny. Esther and Fred, they're just the funniest shit ever. Oh my god, man. They don't make shows like they used to. They don't make music like they used to.
Yeah, them motherfuckers just start roasting each other. He was literally on fight with the roast.
Remember the one where they were in jail? He was like, man, there's so many ends in here to make a Tarzan movie. What the fuck?
Look at all these, man. You got enough to get in here. I was like, oh shit.
Red Fox, rest in peace, man, was one of the best entertainers I ever witnessed in my entire life, man. Oh my god, that shit was funny as fuck. Remember the fat girl episode I sent you? Oh my god.
Oh my!
Where the girl was like, the girl said she lost weight, and Fred was like, "Where'd you put him?" What the fuck?
When he said that, I was like, "Oh, GG's, yeah, nah, bro."
Oh shit, man! Sanford and Son, one of the best comedies ever made. Easily top 10. Also, if you guys don't know me, I love Power Rangers. And what happened today, guys? Guess what anniversary of Power Rangers it is today? For any of the fans out there, one of my favorite seasons of all time, easily in my top 3.
Yes.
Power Rangers Lost Galaxy premiered 26 years ago today on Fox Kids. One of the best Power Ranger seasons ever. They don't, speaking of things that they don't make like they used to, they don't make Power Ranger seasons like they used to. This was banger opening song, banger storyline. I mean, couldn't get much better than this. It's just so good. Like my top 3 is Time Force, Lost Galaxy, and In Space. Those are my top 3.
My switch Time Force with Ninja Storm.
So your top 3 is In Space, Lost Galaxy, and Ninja Storm.
Yeah, it rotates, but Lost Galaxy and In Space, those 2 back-to-back seasons are goated. Those 2.
You know what? I should give Lost Galaxy a little bit of credit more. It had no business being that good after In Space was supposed to be the finale. It had no business actually being that good at all. They could have just actually ran it down in that season and not give a fuck at all. But no, that was so damn good.
They could have actually stopped after In Space and then just call it a day. They could have. And they didn't need to continue because they could have stopped after In Space. They could have stopped after Wild Force. If Disney decided not to pick it up, they could have just like scrapped it and never did anything. And then it was like, because that third season is always interchangeable. Sometimes it's Lightspeed Rescue, sometimes it's Ninja Storm, sometimes it's Wild Force. I love Time Force.
The storyline in Lost Galaxy, like you have Leo, Mike, Magna Defender, you have Trakina's arc, you have the Psycho Range, you have the crossover with the Psycho Rangers and shit. You have Corone becoming a Pink Ranger, coming full circle. There's the episode where fucking hell, they got the Lights of Orion. Oh, just so good. That season.
When they have to go into the Lost Galaxy, now they gotta help those people get back out, and then Maya's gotta help her world, her planet.
Yeah, Mike sacrificed being a ranger to close that portal. Oh my god, it was so good, man.
Mike Damir dies 3 times in one season. Like, he died the first time.
Everything became full circle. Like, Trakina ended up being a better villain than her dad. Her dad dying made her just lose all sense of purpose in the world. She went and made herself have purpose. That Corone arc where they made her, she was a villain before, then she came full circle to be a good guy.
When Kendrick's like sacrificed herself to save everybody.
It was crazy. That lady had got cancer, but they kept her in the credits so that way they could keep paying her for her treatment.
Leukemia. And I think it was leukemia. And then because
Cassie was supposed to be the replacement.
She was considered a replacement, and then.
But I think it makes better if they went for Corone. That was a nice full circle thing they did with her character.
Yeah.
I think that ended up being the better decision.
Cassie would have made more sense because it would have been a ranger dying in duty or passing, and then a previous ranger taking the spot. The other way it could have worked if they did go Corone. Was to get someone else that was.
Do you think Cassie would have fit the team? Do you think she would have fit in with those guys?
Crazy enough, it would have, but it would have ruined later seasons. If Cassie ever became the Pink, say Cassie became the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger, it would have ruined later seasons like Mega Force, because now it's like, wait a second, is Cassie it's bait? Because you gotta realize if Cassie would have became Lost Galaxy, don't forget she was also Turbo and In Space. Which Ranger was
she would have been the longest tenured Pink? No, she would have been the longest tenured Pink Ranger. Had to have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Turbo's Pink. And she would have been the first one. Yeah. And she would have been the first one to do 3 separate seasons.
Beside, yeah, should have been the first to do 3 separate beside Tommy and Billy. No, a female to do 3 separate. Because the only females before just did 2.
But don't forget, Billy never became another Ranger. He was just the same Blue Ranger, and then he left.
I mean, unless you count the Mighty Morphin seasons as I'm going through them. I mean,
he was still the same Blue Triceratops Ranger. Because don't forget, Tommy was the longest one because he went from green to white to.
Why did they all end up being black? Someone would start off one color and end up black. Adam started off green, ended up black. Tommy started off green, ended up black
and green.
Black, just all black.
Black to green. No, he went black to green. You remember he went black to green because he was the replacement for that, became Black Ranger. Then he became the Green Ranger in Zeo. Then became the Green Ranger in Turbo. Yeah, Green Ranger Turbo.
Yeah, he was black.
Yeah, Green Ranger and Turbo.
Yeah, and then Carlos started out green, ended up black. It was always green and black. What the hell was up with these colors with these people?
It was considered auxiliary.
Jason started out red, ended up gold, but the whole suit's pretty much black, if we're being honest here.
But yeah, and also he became a 6th Ranger. Actually, that was the whole dynamic behind.
I just hate the way Austin, man, that guy. I don't know if he says stories, and it's so weird looking at his actions. He was like, well, they treated me bad, and I didn't like how much I was paid. And it's like, but you came back for Zeo. Then he came back for a movie. Then he came back for Forever Red. Then later on, he came to the premiere. When he came to the premiere of the movie. Then he came back for a Super Dino Charge episode.
Don't forget they reworked contracts after 95. That means they might have reworked it for Zeo. We don't know.
That's true. Yeah. It's just so weird for him to say how much he didn't like the original cat or like the original crew. I don't know if they kept the same crew with each time they moved a new season. That's the thing too.
But the thing is, Tommy was still there. That's me. Unless like that.
Because the only reason why they brought back Jason to be the Gold Ranger is because the ratings were not that great for Zeo.
Yeah.
When he came back, they actually improved. You know.
That's the inconsistency you gotta look at. Unless you really hated Tommy, if you don't like somebody, and
he must have needed money. He might have literally just only came back for money, and he just went fuck it,
Yeah, and then he came back.
It's just so weird that someone would talk like that and then come back repeatedly. He didn't just come back after Zeo. He came back for a full length movie. That's days filming that. It's like something is off about what that guy's stories is, man. And I like Jake. I like Austin. And I was always. Will he be in your top 5 Red Rangers, actually?
Nope. Him or Tommy are not in my top 5 Red Rangers.
Oh, okay.
No.
You would have TJ over Jason, wouldn't you?
Yeah, TJ.
You always got to love the black man.
No, but I felt like he's a better Turbo Ranger than Tommy. I think Tommy as Zeo, maybe I'll put him on my top 5. Not as Turbo. I felt like TJ, the 5 Rangers who were Turbo should have been Turbo Rangers the whole season. I think then they defeat Divatox if they were the Rangers the whole season, not halfway through. Because by the time they really became good is when it became the Rangers in space. It was like, but I think my top 5 Rangers are TJ.
I would say Andros, Wes, Shane.
No, Shane's not in my top 5.
Would it be
Carter?
Did you have Jack in there? Carter's great.
Carter, Andros, TJ.
Carter, Andros, TJ. Jeez, there's a lot of Red Rangers. Holy fucking shit.
Carter, Andros. Wes is one where I'm 50-50.
Connor?
No.
Nick. Oh no, Kato would have Nick in his top 5. Oh my god,
no,
Kato.
I like Nick, but Nick to me, I feel like.
Oh, what am I saying? Scott. Scott is in my top 5. RPM Red Ranger.
Scott is in my top 5, but he frequently in and out of my top 5 because I'm looking at
light skin black.
No, At times, I felt like he could have been a better six ranger. There was times where I felt like he was a leader. There was times I felt like he wanted to be by himself. It was like, but it made sense. I think.
Trey Burrows, top 5 for sure, right? I'm. Oh Lord, that would be sniffing crack for that one. That's
Trey
a take.
Burrows.
It's someone in that Power Ranger group was like Trey Burrows, top 5 Red Ranger. I'm like, all right, discard opinion.
I went. Oh no! Okay, no. Okay, I went TJ. I think I went TJ, Carter, Andros. I think I went Leo, but Leo was one of those. Leo West.
That was pretty solid. Leo's, yeah, it's pretty good.
I think I had Jack over. Jack was number 4. I think 5 might have been Leo. Because when I look at someone who made the team better, West never made the team better, but he, at a sense where it was like, as a straight leader, it felt like that was always Jed, but like West was a good piece with Jed, but I never felt like he was the true
what the Wild Force Red Ranger?
Cole?
Yeah.
That's
I
weird.
think stunk as a Red Ranger, honestly.
You know why? Okay. When I see Red Ranger, I'm thinking leader. Jason, Jason is up there, but I feel like all 5 of them kind of worked together. Where they
that's what's about Mighty
leaders.
Morphin is that some of them aren't like the worst thing ever. It's just there's much better as the seasons just progress. There's way better options to pick from.
Like Tommy, it was weird. Tommy felt more like the leader when he was the 6 Ranger than when he was the Red Ranger.
Yeah. Well, let's go over the LEC 2025 Winter Split regular season. It's over. We're going to be moving on to the playoffs very, very soon. I know Chaz has wanted to talk about SK Gaming. Warren's not going to be here for this. He's disappeared since SK Gaming is this trash right now. He'll be back if they were like first place again.
And don't get Warren also disappeared once the Charlotte's left. Charlotte. Them niggas one time got 8th place, got whacked in the playoffs, and then they were gone. They finally got 8th place, and then them niggas just, we're starting the slot to Karmine.
They would never. That's the thing. They never made playoffs in the original system where it was just 6 teams. They barely made playoffs, 1 split, and they were like, that's when they had leader, and then they did fuck all. He told us if they're in playoffs, they'll do good. Man, they got waxed in every best of 3 they played. God, man. Well, let's start with 10th to 1. Rogue ended up 1-8 on an 8-game losing streak. I think we had them like 7th to 10th, debatably maybe 8th. We were like, okay, maybe if the players can kind of all come together, it could be a 7th place team. Guys, it didn't even get that way. It actually was even worse than we thought. Because in the offseason for Rogue, a lot of the media, because the media is fucking retarded for League, they were like, Rogue got this roster together, and despite getting it together last minute, they actually did a good job. What crack are you smoking? They had Patrick on their team. That wasn't going to be good at all. Yeah. Patrick has been stealing paychecks ever since he got to like Excel Esports. Man's been a paycheck stealer for like the last 6 years. The fucking media is so stupid, dude. They were like, oh my God. Rogue, because remember, we didn't know Rogue was selling their slot. Because remember, we covered the news, remember, where Rogue was rumored to sell their slot. They didn't sell their slot in the 2024 offseason. They got this like ragtag roster full of veterans. Every single time you see an org like this get a ragtag team full of veterans, it usually doesn't work. It didn't work for CLG when they tried this. So many teams throughout history has tried doing it. Just, okay, wait, if we just get all veterans, it'll work. The reason why you don't get all veterans like that is because they all have distinctive ways on how they want to play the game, and it never ever comes to fruition very good. It's like way too many cooks in the kitchen. No one's willing to sacrifice. Execute looked like absolute horse shit on Fear X. He looked bad on Fear X. Motherfucker got replaced by, I forgot who he got replaced by. He got replaced like midway through the season of spring last year because it was absolutely just horrific. Patrick's, he's been stealing paychecks, and he should not be the team at all, honestly. Man, that Varus game he had against he had this really bad Varus game last week. That was just absolutely terrible. Larson's not even trying anymore. He's just getting on stage, losing, and getting off. That's it. Dude, what is Rogue's record from this split? And if you combine the last ones, because didn't they only win like 6 games last year?
But last year, Karmine Corp was bad for 2 of the splits.
Yeah.
And then they finally got good at the end.
Because Rogue went 1-8 too, right?
Yeah, Rogue went 1-8.
Let me see. I'm going to tally up. That's not a word. I'm going to tally up their fucking regular season from last year to this one. Because they've been taking L's constantly. All right. So this is winter from last year. 2-7, okay? Keep in mind, 2-7, okay? Spring. So we have 3-6. So what's that give them? That's 5-13, right? So they're 5-13.
Yep.
So 5-13. Then they went 2-7. So that's 5 and add 7 more to 13. So that's 5-21. They went 5-21 last year. And in this split,
because they played 27 games. That's me.
Yeah, so they went 2-7, 3-6, 2-7.
No, that's 7 and that's 7 and 20. So they played.
And then they now went 1-8. And then now they went 1-8.
Okay, that's 36 games. They went 8-28. See, that shit right there, the NBA will get you fired.
Hold on. Let's be fair. Let's do it one more time. Make sure we didn't get the scores wrong. Okay, so tally this up. Okay, dude. Okay, winter 2-7. Okay.
Yep, 2-7.
Spring 3-6. Okay.
That's 5-13.
Okay, and summer they went 2-7 again.
13. Yeah, that's 7-20.
And then 1-8.
Yep, 8-28. That right there would get you fired as a. I know if you start like that in basketball, you might get fired in your second or third season.
Tell me that record again for everyone who's listening on the replay. They've went what?
8-20. 8-28.
Oh.
Yep.
So that's okay. So if you did that out of a percentage, what is the percentage win rate of that record?
Oh shit!
Isn't that a 10% win rate? Has to be.
No.
Lower or higher?
Oh no, sorry. Okay, 8 out of 36 games. That is.
Yeah. So what's the 20?
That's a 22% win rate. 8 out of 36 because you gotta take the amount of loss, you gotta take the amount of games they had and the amount of wins they had, and
that's just so pathetic.
8,
oh my god, Rogue!
Out of 36 games, they won 8 in 4 split. If Fnatic
keep in mind, all of those games you said they won, these weren't like, hey, I started out hot and then became bad. These are like spread out in multiple weeks where they'll barely be getting wins here and there.
4 splits, they win 8 games. Fnatic did that in 1 split.
Rogue. Oh my god, Rogue. How? This is an entirely new roster. Like last year, we were saying, like, man, they have an absolutely giga shit roster. They had Marcoon, Comp, and Zoelise who are just sprinting it so hard, doing an airport speed run. This roster is just the only good player they have on their roster is Malrong. Like, but he can't do anything because he can't enable any of these guys to play the game. Larson literally is sitting on stage doing nothing. He's just sitting, just doing nothing. He's just not good anymore. Ever since he won that trophy back in summer 2022 when you first started watching, he just doesn't care anymore. Doesn't care about winning, doesn't care about playing laning phase good, roaming, nothing. Just sitting there, just taking L's every week. Literally, Rogue is waking up, going to the studio, drafting, losing, getting off stage, going home, rinse, wash, repeat for the last year and a half right now. They've been just getting on stage, losing, and going home. Their gameplay looks absolutely horrendous. Anybody watch that game against S? They lost to SK. How dare you lose to SK? SK were competing for 10th, and Rogue were like, hold my beer. We will compete with 10th with you. Like, Rogue have a much better roster than SK. And they met. Imagine having a better roster than SK and then still finishing last.
Exactly.
They legit have a better roster on paper, and they finished last. That's crazy. SK been taking L's all split. They're just trash as fuck. I don't like, because people are gonna be like, do you think they should keep their rosters together? Guys, no. I understand it's only 9 games, but did you see anything out of these teams to make you warrant to watch them again, or for them to give you any hope for spring? Come on, these rosters, I hope we haven't heard they're gonna break up. So they're probably thinking, oh, let's just wait till spring and let's see how spring goes to see what might happen. If they keep these rosters together, they're gonna be, you'll just need to flip the rankings. Maybe, who knows? They'll be competing for 9th and 10th if they keep these rosters together. These rosters have no hope. Isma has the highest jungle proximity in the league, and he doesn't know how to close out games. He doesn't understand how to motivate his team to close out games. Rahel and Loopy are the only decent parts about SK, but they probably can't even communicate with their top side. Jinax is just, I don't even know. Why is he here? League? Reeker doesn't count for a player. I'm not counting that guy. They're playing 4v5 anyway. That guy's booty hole trash. Did you see that dive Rogue did on fucking SK where they gave Jinax like 3 kills? I was like, okay, just lose. Like, what are you doing? They can't even dive properly. They can't dive. How do you not be able to dive? It's all easy.
Because it was mispositioning. SK was doing some. I don't know what the hell they were doing. They were mispositioning a lot.
Yeah, because Rogue were trying to dive Jinax, who was on Orin, and then Jinax ended up getting a kill, and then on top side, they ended up getting 2 kills, and it's like, Rogue, you're not about to lose to SK, right? And then once they went 3 kills down, it felt like they just gave up hope on beating them. They were like, all right, fuck it. Let's just. Adam is just so. What happened to Adam? He just started running it down. I'll be honest, he hasn't had a good game the entire split anyway. There wasn't a single game he played. I was like, man, this guy's got it again. Yeah, God, if they keep these rosters together, it'll be just straight up interchangeable. It'll just be they're competing for 9th to 10th. Like Team Heretics, who was on everyone's power rankings to be like 10th, because they brought up a dude from not just tier 1 LFL. They brought a motherfucker from tier 2. The guy was like, I don't even know why I'm here. All right. Probably should be a fucking 10th place team. They made playoffs, but it really only was because SK and Rogue were way worse. They looked bad themselves. They got ass scraped by G2. When they played against G2, yeah, they got ass scraped by G2. That wasn't even close. That looked like they were just scrimming bots, honestly. Camilo got hard gapped by Caps. Broken Blade had a pretty good game on Cho'Gath. Even though Lebrov was feeding in the bot lane early on, didn't matter because their team just ran through them all, honestly. Team Heretics is going 0-4 drop in playoffs. 0-2, get the fuck out. Yeah, if this team gets top 4, I'm burning this league. I can't watch anymore. I need to just pack it up, boys. We're gonna have an Overwatch podcast.
Guess who Team Heretics got in the first round?
Did they get Fnatic?
Yeah, because it goes 8 versus 1. Yeah, they do all. Instead of finally switching it up, they just, you know what? Let's just do it the way it should be. Top 8, 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6.
Yeah,
like
that's all it should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you get those, well, we got to do a draw phase to hype it up. It's like, no, you don't always need draw phases. You can just do it like a normal person. Team BDS. So, it's crazy that they actually got way worse from last year, even though they haven't upgraded in the top lane. Irrelevant really hasn't done well on BDS currently. 113, he's had some okay games here and there, I guess.
Adam to Irrelevant was like a lateral move. It looked like it was going to be an upgrade, but nah, it's about the same.
Yeah. 113, like I said before, he's had some okay games to split, but a lot of them were just very bad. Honestly, man, this man couldn't land a Sejuani all because he was blindfolded and handcuffed. Like, that guy was trash on Sejuani. How you can bad on Sejuani? Sejuani is a pretty relatively easy champion to play.
Yep.
Nuke is just bad. He might be the worst mid laner in the league. I'm not kidding. Barring fucking Reeker and Larson. He was awful to split. Nuke looked as bad as Camillo. I'm sorry, like Nuke. If someone said Nook looked better than Jojo Pion, you're on a crack. You didn't watch the games. Nook is horrible. He actually ran it down so unbelievably hard to split. Ice, I think, is still one of the better ADCs in the league. Paris, it's crazy. The same way I feel about G2 getting rid of Mickey X, the same way I feel about Team BS getting rid of Lebrov. Like, yeah, I didn't really care for Lebrov on BDS, but it's like, was getting this guy better? Because this guy hasn't really helped you out either. It's like, if now we're just making moves just to make moves, just so we can get new people in there, but these people aren't even making sense with the rosters we're building. What are we doing here at this point?
But I do think BDS was just sick of Adam and all this shit. That's why they had to move on from him. That's why I feel like what happened with Adam. Yeah. Like, they just needed to move on from him. You know what? Sometimes your talent is good. Yeah.
Rogue went from Finn to Adam and still finished last.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. How in the world does that happen? That's fucking insane. Let's go to GX. Started out kind of hot. Started out 3-0, and then it just progressively got worse.
No, they faced good teams. That's what it was.
Yeah.
GX just faced teams that were just better than them.
Strength of schedule. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
Oh no. I was agreeing with you. I was saying the strength of schedule caught up to GX
because their roster is weird too. Like, I think Lot played fine for his rookie split so far. He's definitely an upgrade over Otawamne because that anything was going to be an upgrade over that guy. No, but they didn't have Otawamne. No, they had him last winter, but it was that one guy they replaced him with afterwards. Oh, what was his name? Fucking hell. It was that Spanish dude they had in summer, and he just retarded. Not retarded. Oh my god. Sorry. This guy they had in summer who retired.
I know you're talking about
I forgot his name. He was so forgettable. The Antonio. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So they had Otawamne last winter, then got the Antonio later on. Antonio was like, I'm retired. But only played like one split his whole career. Wasted his entire league career being a backup on GX's academy team. Got one split to play and was like, you know what? I'm done. What the all right, I guess. They got Lot. Lot is definitely a better player than both Antonio and Otawamne. Closer, man, still kind of struggled this split. I mean, there were some games he looked okay. A lot of them he just looked meh, honestly. Jackie's still showing a lot of those rookie mistakes. No one Jun straight up inting games over here. Like, they probably should have lost against BD. They were winning against BDS, and then they were just throwing, just randomly throwing. Noah could have helped his team take out Humanoid, but he's like using his Mystic Shock on Mbessa. Like, a lot of the team, if they just feel very disjointed. Like, they keep suffering from the same problems they had last year. Just no cohesion of how they want to play the game. Now, that might be harder when you have Korean players on the team, but Noah can speak decent enough English. Like, they kind of just started out pretty hot, but then they just started faltering as the split went by. People said they're a dark horse. I don't know, honestly. If they show that level of inconsistency in playoffs, they'll just be 0-2-0. You know? There's no reason why they shouldn't lose to these other teams. As you guys know, I hate Team Vitality, and I hope they actually burn in hell, honestly, for making me watch these many years. But it's like they're inconsistently consistent. They had some real run-it-down games. But then they also have some games that were pretty good. I think Karzi, you could make an argument. He was top 3 or top 4. Hillisang. No need to talk about that crackhead. Sajek was a mid laner, certainly a mid laner of all time. Yeah. Linkus was a jungler, certainly a jungler of all time. And then you had, I would say inward with the GA on it. That's what his name would be, but I can't do it for YouTube reasons. So Nako, I thought he was fine. He was okay. He was a fine top laner. He's about the same level as Lot. I just don't trust Vitality in playoffs. I'm ready for the complete shit show they're going to give me, honestly. It's so hard to judge them because their games looked really bad, Some of them look kind of decent. Some look like cinema. Some look like absolute ass. Some look horrible. Some looked good. So yeah, about 5th place is where they should be at.
Yeah.
Gosh. Right about 5th. Movie Star Koi really kind of struggling on the back end of the split. They should have beaten Team Heretics. And this is why I don't like when teams pick Nidalee. They had that Nidalee game. I was like, this is why I hate people picking Nidalee, because people in this league should not be picking Nidalee because they do not know how to close out. You pick Nidalee when your game's over in 20 minutes. And games with League don't last 20 minutes now because of the Otacon that exists now. Teams are just playing for like 30, 40-minute games now. Like, they were struggling really hard. They somehow just should not have lost to Team Heretics. And then they had, who else did they end up losing to? They played up against G2. They got pretty handily defeated by G2 as well. They beat Rogue pretty hard, but like that's expected. Rogue's, of course, giga shit, honestly. Jojo Pion started out pretty good. Okay, he started out great. Started faltering weirdly enough in the split. Maybe he got too cocky from the first week's performances, actually. Merwin's just bad.
Don't forget, they're the reason why Fnatic's not undefeated.
They were the only team to beat Fnatic this regular season.
I think also in Battle Alliance Koi or whatever the fuck they are now.
Movie Star Koi.
Movie Star Koi. Yeah, their strat was they put all their resources into Super and JoJo, and when you were able to take away that from them, that's why G2 was able to beat Koi the way they did. It was like, oh, okay, just take all the resources away from them. And
it doesn't look like El Yoya and Jojo Pion are on the same page with how they want to pull off the aggression in the early game. Merwin's just kind of on an island on his own. I think, given how weak the LEC is, there's a chance they could make the finals like they did last winter with most of this roster. But good gosh, man, some of these games were just absolutely criminal. It's like you're winning. How are you losing? Like, guys, some of these games, they're really far ahead. Like, they know how to play the early game. It was just so confusing. I was like, you're the one ahead, but yet you don't know how to close out the game. What are we doing here? You have the better mid laner now.
Because it's what you said. They didn't know how to close. JoJo was trying to be aggressive. El Yoyo was trying to be passive. And it was that El Yoyo's champions were good early game, but then they fell off late game. JoJo was trying to do proactive plays.
He should never play Ari. He should never play Ari after the game he played. That was criminal.
Yeah.
He was sprinting that shit. G2. I will say this. I'm not taking.
They started off real slow. It was very concerning.
Slow that's an understatement. They started off slow. Man, it looked like in those first 3 games, or it'll say for the first 2 weeks, for the first 4 games they played. No, sorry, 5 games they played. It looked, guys looked kind of, I'm not saying hopeless. It looked like they didn't even know how to play out basic scenarios on how to play the game. Like basic scenarios, basic trades. And then I'll say this, it got better. They did actually end up stomping some teams, but the teams they stomped were Heretics and GX. It's like, I should expect that, right? We expected G2 to at least be top 3. We were right. They still ended up being top 3 despite the rough start.
G2 lost to Karmine Corp.
They got handily beat by them. That was a really close game.
2 of the teams that G2 lost to had players that were on their team last year. And I forgot who else they lost to. They lost to Team BDS.
And BDS. Yep.
BDS, they should have lost it. I don't know how they got 6 goal lead. Disappeared.
Yeah, that was a complete throw on their part.
Yeah.
The Fnatic one, it was a slow burn. Fnatic's comp was just better as the game went on. Karmine Corp one was an absolute. They just giga destroyed them. Honestly, it was literally just. Oh, that was the Caps Akali game. Caps was the only player in that game trying to make anything happen. Honestly, like G2 started out very rocky, very rough. They did end up managing to end up on a 4-game win streak. They ended up getting 3rd, but it's like people don't really have the same confidence in them like they had last year. It's like, okay, G2 might have had a rocky regular season, but in the playoffs, they'll get it together. Who they ended up? Okay, so they actually ended up on a 4-game winning streak. They beat Heretics. They clapped them. They beat Movie Star Koi pretty convincingly. They beat Rogue. Well, that wasn't really a game. That was just a fucking. That felt like a sixth grader. That felt like a sixth grader getting beaten on by a 12-year-old.
And they
crap.
beat SK. Sake.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they beat GX.
GX. They lost to Fnatic, and they lost, and they beat Vitality. Because week 1 they beat SK. Week 1 they lost.
You're right. Yeah,
they lost their first game against Karmine Corp, and then they lost again against that BDS one. They should.
God, that was such a throw.
These two and Mount Lions could easily. One of them could easily beat some of the two.
Yeah, and then they beat SK. And the last game they lost actually was
Fnatic.
Yeah, the last game they lost was against Fnatic, and they've just won everything since. But that was also the strength of schedule as well. But some of the games were stomps. I will say they actually got it together against the worst teams. But I'm just not as confident in them right now like I was last year. Last year, you asked me, if they're in the playoffs, they're easily just winning it. Even if they lost to Fnatic or Mad Lions and they got in the lower bracket, they're making the run. This year, I don't know. Skewmon, I think he got better as the weeks went by.
Yeah.
But not anything super special, right? He got better as far as okay, he could not run it down as consistently. Man could barely smite in the first 2 games they ever played. That was pretty concerning right there. LeBron and Hansama, because I know you watch, man. They would win 2v2s pretty hard, not close out, struggling to push their lead, or then there'll be 2v2s like they had against Heretics or against Vitality. Was it Vitality or Heretics where LeBron and Hansam are losing 2v2s? They could either win a 2v2 pretty hard or they'll lose a 2v2 pretty hard. Or it's what in the world?
Yeah, it's one of those two, and then you're yeah, okay. All right.
Because against BDS, you're okay, now I can kind of see why they brought these two together. If they're actually playing on their A game, I can see why they're a bot lane. I could see the vision of why it would be a good thing. But guys, if Lebrov, there was a game where Lebrov was actually almost legendary on Leona. He was just stealing all Hansama's kills. I was okay, man, bloodthirsty support over here. But I don't know. They're 6-3. It's fine. They did finish better than when they started, when I was finishing in Lennon's asshole last night when we were having anal sex. But we'll see how they do in playoffs. Hopefully, I imagine when it comes to Fearless Draft, they're gonna have a lot more strengths, hopefully. Because LeBron thought he was good in lane swaps last year, but we saw how that went, actually. Karmine Corp, they went last winter from finishing 9th or 10th to finishing 2nd. That's all I wanted. Just have good regular seasons. Worry about trophies later. Be consistently good. How about we just start literal baby steps here? Have good regular seasons. So maybe in the playoffs, maybe get 4th. Next time, maybe get 2nd. Next time, maybe win a playoffs. Maybe get to Worlds. But this is actually a little step in the right direction here. I thought Yike really made the roster better. Kana is not a bot, just playing Farm Simulator last year. So it's good. He feels kind of activated on some champions like Jace and on Gnar. But if he's not on Jace and Gnar, I'm still kind of questioning if he actually wants to participate in the games. Vladdy's fine. I think Vladdy's really stepped up there. I'll be honest with Kalista, everyone. Maybe this is a hot take. Maybe people might clip this on and make fun of me. I don't think Kalista's all that good. I think he's just okay. I don't think he's this mechanical god ADC that the French were hyping up. I haven't seen it. Maybe in the playoffs is different because there's more games you got to play, and I'll reserve that. After this playoffs, before we go to First Strike, the first international tournament, and how his first playoffs might be, I don't see what the hype is around the guy. I just don't see it, honestly. He's playing okay. He's playing about as good as Ice is on BDS, honestly. He's about as good as fucking Supa. This mechanically gifted god ADC was going to come in the league and just destroy everyone. Not really. Only reason why they're doing actually better is because of Yike, honestly. Wasn't because of him. So Targamas is a ham. So I will give Kalis this. Kalis makes Targamas not run it down. So good enough for that. Targamas he just exists in the game. Let's just say that. He actually got that motherfucker to speak some words. That's a go in and of itself. Targamas talked. Holy shit. And yeah, Fnatic. Their best regular season in a while. I think 8-1. They literally would have had another undefeated split had they had not got giga clapped by movie star Koi in week 1, because Humanoid was giga running it that game. He was not even trying. Motherfucker played Yone like he was doing meth, honestly. So the thing with Fnatic is, I would say they're the best team if you're looking at overall how the split went. Some of the games were kind of a little rocky, but I think Upset is in conversation for MVP if we're just going off of, these first 3 weeks. Wait, are you upset, guys, that he is first place now? Sorry. There's a joke there. Upset played very good. Easily could be, if he's all pro first ADC, I'm not surprised. And then Mickey X looks reinvigorated. How the hell did G2 let Mickey X go to Fnatic? Carlos would have never did that. If Carlos was still running G2, Mickey X would never go to Fnatic. They let one of the best supports go to Fnatic, and now they're first place. He actually finished first place over G2, despite them having Humanoid, who is the giga feeder. That man ain't playing League.
Don't forget Fnatic finished over G2 last time. They got clapped. That's
true too. I think it's, I don't trust Oscar Renan. I don't trust that guy in playoffs. That guy is bad.
I don't trust Humanoid. I've been in. We know what he is. We know he's gonna end. Humanoid is the motherfucker who can
we
show
know he's
up.
Gonna end. Yeah.
It's like,
because that's the thing. How? Is there a chance? Like right now, I would say there's a good chance it'll be potentially if G2 gets their entire shit together. That's hard to do with Lebrov. There's a good chance G2 and Fnatic could beat in the finals. I'm just hypothetically speaking. How much are you guys really confident on Fnatic's top side not actually just giga running it down? It's like Oscar Renan, an LEC champion. Oscar Renan will have more trophies recently than people like Oda Wamne. That's crazy. Oscar Renan's not good. People say he's top 4. No. He is a top laner on one of the best teams. He's not a top 4 anything. I think Kana's played better. Broken Blade, even though he had a rough split, kind of played better. Merwin's better. Inward is better. Locked better. Irrelevant, even though he'll run it down. Everyone's kind of better than Oscar Renan, other than like Carlson or fucking Jinax or Adam. I don't think Oscar Renan's good at all. I think he's just cheap and he has a low cost. Fnatic didn't want to shell out money for a decent top laner. He probably is on a fucking contract with a penny, honestly. Because we know most of their money is going to Humanoid and Razor, not going to fucking Oscar Renan. He probably's worth like league minimum at this point, So Fnatic finished first, and we'll be going and predicting for the playoff games coming up. So that's the regular season. Now we have the winter playoffs. And these are all best of 3s first initially, right? Fearless draft, I think. Here is your first line of games. Oh my God. Thank you, ads. Thank you, Red Bull. Thank you, James. Did James sponsor that ad? Oh my God. All right. Fnatic versus Heretics and G2 versus GX. Okay, so Fnatic and G2 are going through. I'm pretty sure that's not a hot take there.
Yeah.
The only real toss-up here is Karmine Corp versus Vitality. Basically French on French action.
Nah, it's all these should be watches. I think Fnatic is going to clean Team Heretics.
Oh, yeah, that's
clean. Yeah.
If Fnatic, if they go to the lower bracket over Heretics, your org needs to just give up. I'm sorry. That Team Heretics is
Lions Core is going to clean up BDS. BDS could upset. There's a good chance BDS could upset Battle Lions Core.
I think every one of these teams on this side is winning. Yeah, Karmine Corp should not be losing to Vitality right now. Vitality is not good.
Battle Lions Core has the biggest chance of getting upset. Everybody else,
because Mad Lions is play. Oh, sorry, Mad Lions. Koi's they played some wonky games sometimes, but BDS they have shown that they can kind of capitalize in team fight if it's needed. So yeah, Koi's probably the only one you could maybe see going BDS's way, but in reality, that'll probably just give them a game, for being honest here. Fnatic 2-0, G2 2-0, Koi 2-1. BDS might get a game. Karmine Corp 2-1. Vitality brings everyone they play into a fucking party. It's going to be absolute cinema watching Humanoid fucking Hillisang play up against Targamas. That's the match of the century right there. Hillisang versus Targamas. Fuck. All right. Chaz, want to talk about the LTA? He didn't get a chance to talk about it. last week. 100 Thieves. Damn. 100 Thieves, the boys, they did it. I'm not shitting you guys. They got first place. They actually got first place.
But not even that. We said that 100 Seeds at Cloud9 were going to get clapped. I said 100 Seeds had a chance against Team Liquid. I said they had a chance.
I'll be honest, you had more hope in Cloud9. You and James had more hope than I did. I thought we were just going to get destroyed, honestly.
I thought Cloud9 had a chance against FlyQuest. I don't know if they're going to win. And then not only did we win, we both beat the top teams from last year. Team Liquid, I don't know what the fuck happened to game 3.
Umpty happened.
Yeah, Umpty and 8.
Man, 100 of these could have made that a 2-0. They literally threw at the Nexus. They could have won.
Yeah, they could have.
It's just fucking sniper throwing for content. I shit you not. 100 Thieves literally threw game 2 when Team Liquid were winning. The 100 Thieves were winning. 100 Thieves just threw in the base, and they were like, all right, let's go to game 3. And they won in game 3. Umpty is running it down. Those vibe plays he did in game 1 were so beyond criminal. This man lost his top laner, then just decided to ult into 4 people. Like, what are you doing? Then he was on Vi. He had double buffs, ganked mid, lost and got killed by Quid, and then just the game's over. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be giving double buffs to Jace, a poke melee range champion early on. Quid deserves to be MVP in this split. I would say more than the last one. Quid looks like the best player in the league, so he's really actually turned it on because he's supposed to be an ADC this split. Because I actually wanted to have Jojo Pion play mid. FBI out here roasting Sniper. That motherfucker had no chill. Sniper just taking every stray L possible. Oh my god. Why do they let Emily host pros? I was like, can Emily not host pros? Next episode of pros, Emily hosts. All right. But 100 Thieves, finishing first in the regular season, beating Cloud9, that tiebreaker. We don't talk about that. They had a back and forth game. Cloud9 stole the Otacon buff and Baron, and 100 Thieves managed to clutch it out on an Elder Dragon fight. Isn't that right, dude? We watched that game live, and that exactly happened in that exact way, right? It wasn't that Cloud9 just did a stupid level 1 trade and lost the whole game, right?
Yep. You know. It was like,
they didn't just straight up fight an Ambessa level 1 with the Renekton that started Q instead of W to stun her. Yeah, that didn't happen at all.
Yeah.
Back and forth game. Blabber flashed over the wall, stole the Baron away from River, and they managed to steal an Elder Dragon from Cloud9 late game. No. All that's fucking stupid. That didn't happen. 100 Thieves fisted them in a way that was disgusting.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Remember the play Thanatos did? Thanatos sees 3 of them. He's like, just give it up. Recall, go bot lane, catch the bot lane wave. Man, flash, ult in, and kills himself.
Yep.
Okay, Thanatos, you're tired. He wants to go home. This man brain fried.
That's what the coaches for 100 Seeds, they're like, and we're falling behind, just lose. But it felt like 100 Seeds had all the energy. But don't forget,
once they won the level 1 fight, it was over. There's no way they could win after losing level 1 that bad.
But don't forget, 100 Seeds, when they were done, they had 2 hours between
just
their
rest
last
and
game.
Chill. Yeah, they were there in the studio. He said they were meditating on the ground, sleeping, chilling, getting food.
I would have been taking a shit. I was like, what, let me go drink some cranberry juice and take a shit real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh my god, man. What's wrong with your butthole? Why are you always taking dumps everywhere, man? You gotta clean your ass, dog.
Man, I gotta take a shit, man. You gotta take a shit, man. You don't take a shit, you stay constipated, you go die.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Cloud9, they actually game 1, they lost pretty convincingly to FlyQuest. Game 2, FlyQuest lost at the Void Grubs. They got quadra killed. Vulcan had a great series overall. Blabber, in my opinion, still got out jungled by Inspired, but it didn't really matter when it came to team fights. Because for team fights, I think Thanatos and Loki had a pretty good series overall. And they played good. I think FlyQuest's draft was better in game 3 than Cloud9's, but they just executed horrible on it. And Cloud9's draft was pretty much just an all-in dive comp with Ziggs for cleanup kills. Because Cloud9's comp was pretty bad if you're really looking at it, but it didn't matter because Whippo was, I don't know, taking drugs or some shit. He was like, I know how to counter Rumble. I can pick Galio in the Rumble. It's like, Whippo, everyone knows that. You're not like that. That's not some like fucking scientific thing.
Whipple's gotta be the smart guy in the slow class. It's like the fuck are you
He's
doing?
like, do you know that Urgot counters Rumble? Yes, everyone knows that. Thank you. It's like that one guy in a conversation who's like, do you know if you talk shit to someone on the internet behind a screen, they won't hit you? It's like, yes, everyone knows that. What the fuck? You're not smart. Thank you for telling me something I've known for 1,000 years. But yeah, Cloud9 and 100 Thieves, top two. They're guaranteed moving on to the conference battle they're going to have, obviously, with Brazil. They're locked. So that's all that matters. People had 100 Thieves at fourth. I was like, there's a chance if one of these top teams has a bad day, they'll make it. And they did. So yeah, 100 Thieves. When was the last time they finished first in the regular season? It's been a hot minute since they finished first in the regular season.
2021 or 2020?
2021 for sure. 2021 summer. 2022 spring. They finished first, right? I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because I remember 2022 summer EG finished first. They were 15-3. Yeah, because they finished 14-4. I think in one of those splits as well. Both splits.
Yeah.
2023, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, now we don't talk about that. 2023 doesn't happen. That was an elite year.
They finished third. Remember, they finished third. They finished third in spring and summer. Yeah, that's just write that shit off. Write that as all an L.
Tax write-off. Yeah.
Double up Bjergsen roster. Oh Lord, what was they thinking? Then 2024, they finished second in the regular season, and then they finished fourth, fifth in the summer. Yeah, this is the first time they finished first in a while, honestly. So they finished first. The next teams. So let's go down some of these right now. So let's go to the losers bracket. Dig ended up beating Disguised. Shopify Rebellion ended up defeating Lion. Palafox went a whole year without having good games until this series. He actually carried pretty hard on Yone, but I don't know how consistently that's going to be for him. He needs to prove to me he can have a consistently good line of games for weeks on end. That man ran it down all last year completely. And for 100 Thieves, FBI looks pretty decent on 100 Thieves without being around Huhi again. So he's pretty good. All right, qualification match. You have FlyQuest versus Dig. I'll be honest here, Fly should easily win this. Dig is not good, guys. Dig looks pretty bad. Dig looks like hot shit.
Dig barely.
They should be 10th. The only reason why they're not 10th is because DSG was just worse. I was right in my prediction. Dig is awful. That is a bad team. That's a horrible team. FlyQuest, that should be a 2-0 sweep, 25-minute game. We go home, we eat out Emily's ass afterwards. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Sure.
This should be a 2-0 clean sweep. Get the janitor, get the broom, mop them up. I hate Dig. I hate watching them. The fact that Dig finished higher than Lion Gaming is criminal, honestly. And now DSG and Lion, they ain't playing no more games until April. Imagine they already took like 3 months off now, and they don't play any more games till April until First Strike's over. Next one, Team Liquid versus Shopify Rebellion. TL should win this, right? Right?
Yeah, TL should win this. Oh.
Right? There's no way TL would lose to this team. Right, Umty? You're not going to run it down against contracts, are you? Because Team Liquid, who they played the week before? Yeah, they beat Dig, so like that's free, honestly. But even though in that game, Umty looked bad in that series too, you know?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You think there's a shot fucking Shopify beats them?
I think they have a chance, but I don't think they will do it. I don't think Shopify Rebellion is good enough.
There's no way.
The way the team is constructed, Shopify is the best of the worst. Like out of those bottom four teams, Shopify is the best.
It's crazy how James thought they would be the worst team. I was like, no, man, Dig and DSG need to work with that.
I'll say
like
Ryan.
yeah.
I'll say Dig or DSG. I thought DSG was going to be better because of the two players that they had. And,
but they just don't have a sufficient carry, because I think Castle. I mean, James didn't agree with me, but I think Castle looked fine, honestly. Given the teammates that he has and how he's playing, I thought he looked fine, honestly. Zayu is just look, guys. There's a reason why Dig got rid of that guy. He's not good at the game. Abadage, didn't feel like he was really committed to carrying a lot of these games. It most likely was just really just being a passenger. Scary Jerry, fuck. He might be the worst ADC in the league. I'm not kidding. He sucks.
He is.
That man built Static Shiv Phantom Dancer on Ashe, and I was like, all right, we can just leave the series.
Static Shiv makes sense because you're able to clear the wave faster.
Oh shit!
You're able to clear the wave faster. The issue with Phantom Dancer, like you said, was already built in with the Q. Was it Q? Yeah, Q.
Yeah, her Q. Just turn your Q, you can auto attack faster.
Because all Phantom Dancer does is make you either faster.
Don't most Ashes take the rune to give you inherent attack speed anyway?
Yeah.
Like press the attack. You get if you do 3 autos, you get the Super Saiyan buff around you, and you attack further.
And then you just press Q, and then now you're just chopping for anything. That's why you go Static Shiv first. You go Static Shiv.
Yeah, Static Shiv's not the worst thing. It was just the fact that they built a comp to consistently dive him, and he built if he builds Phantom Dance for second, he has no damage. He has no damage in his kit to survive the dives.
But the issue with Static Shiv is you need someone on the team that's actually going to be the kill. The ADC, because Static Shiv on the it's good if you're the support, not the ADC. You're supposed to build without it. Because as someone who's played as support,
how much Ashe did you play, sir?
Ashe, I played a bunch of Ashe.
But a bunch of ass? You got a bunch of Lennon's ass?
Yeah, that too.
I'll say who he just. All right. Not more to say there. Just this team was bad. I think this team should be fucking 10th or 9th with Dig, honestly. Dig just happened to face them in the lower bracket to get over them. Keep on, guys. The reason why Dig's here is because they had to face the other worst team to be here, honestly. Who else is not here anymore? Shopify, they didn't have Lion here. Not Lion Gaming. Their support name is Lions. He didn't get a chance to be in the studio. He had the visa problems. They can't really win with Audi. I don't know why they have this guy. He's just not good. Licorice had a few good games here and there, but he hasn't been a sufficient carry for a while, honestly. I think, do you think they'll be better by spring with some time off, or no?
Nah. Lions is trash. Odie's trash. But matter of fact, I hope he dog shit. And Licorice has lost a step. He's been out a little too long. He has to get back.
He'll do remember that Poppy play he did against Thanatos? You'll be like, oh, damn, dude, you still got it. Then he'll have a game 2, and you're like, okay, I was right. He'll give you those glimpses that he used to be the best top laner. He used to be so good. Man's brain is fried. His hair grew out and his brain follicles all fell out. Holy shit. So, yep, that's it for the matches coming up here for the LTA. Any other thing to go over, actually?
Was it T1?
Is the LCK Cup?
Yeah, T1 and Hololive are the top 2 seeds in the playoff in this, because the way it goes is
LCK Cup.
It's the top 3 teams or top 4 teams or top 3 teams, because not all the teams. It's 9 teams in total. The last team, aka the one that went 0-5. I got that shit team.
All right, so
Fearx.
The group LCK 2025 Cup is done. T1, hey, they did it. They surpassed my expectations. They finished first place. They finished 4-1. Homolife 2nd, 3-2. Bro finished. Wait, hold on. This 25. Yeah, Bro finished 1-4.
Yeah, 1-4 as well as Freaks, but they got playoffs because Fearx is so dog shit. Because this is how it was. Okay.
I remember. Yeah, because Bro had that 2-0 over Gen G, so they had the extra game record.
Yeah.
They had the extra win on their game record. Oh my god, man.
because if Brian doesn't beat Gen G, they both go 0-5, but due to the game record, because
Man, that clutch 2-0 over Gen G saved their season right there.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, BNK Fear-X is absolute trash, guys. The roster,
Fear-X got 2-0'd twice. Just remember that they got 2-0 twice. One of them, the game did equal, I think, an hour and 10 minutes. Like I think one of the series they got 2-0'd in.
They were losing to Nongshim. That's depressing. Yeah. If you can't beat Nongshim or even fight them on an even level,
because Group Elder won. Go down to Group Elder.
Yep. So Group Elder, D plus Kia, probably the best team in the league with T1 right now. 5-0. Gen G, who we thought was going to be first, 3-2. KT Roster, real trash.
3-2 by default. And the way the playoff was, D plus Gen G and KT are automatically in the playoffs. Like what's coming up now is the qualifier.
You're right. Yep. So let's go over that. So you have the qualifier match right now. So that means whoever wins out of this faces T1. I'm pretty sure T1's gonna. If T1 loses any, T1 needs to burn. I doubt that's gonna happen, but you never know. Okay. So qualifier play-ins right now. You said so. Nongshim versus Bro.
The only team that's out. The only team that's out is Fear, so they were the worst team. It was 9 out of 10 teams get in. The top 3 teams out of the winning group will automatically put into the playoff. And now we gotta go for.
Oh, and now I see what you mean. The group that won and got the most points, the first 2 teams got into the playoffs in the first round.
3.
Why?
First 3 teams.
Kate. Oh no, Kate. Oh no, fucking hell. Oh my god. Why did this dog shit team? That's luck. That's luck. If that's
you know what the fucking thing about it was? DRX almost had a chance. They were both 3-2. Yeah, look how if
Bro literally was a better team than KT. They were literally a better team to split.
Yep.
That's all these formats are so fucking stupid sometimes. Yep. That means literally KT could just coast wins, and because they had the better group, they're gonna get in a free playoff spot. That's crazy.
Because KT's the only one that did not get an automatic spot because they weren't the top 2 teams. It was DK and Gen G.
This is another problem here. If let's say hypothetically T1 and Hamo Life gets right here, that's to qualify for this, right? So T1 would have to get through right here, right? T1 has got to get through. But T1 even had a better record. That's Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, that's why T1 carried a shit group. Because you had 2. Look, go back up. Back up. They literally had 3 teams that could win 0-5. Just think about that. Think about that. They literally could have had T1 could have went 5-0 and still lost because Brian, Franks, and Fear-X could have all went 0-5. Just think about that.
Keep in mind, these 2 equal about these 3. If I'm being honest here, because KT is horse shit. That's a bad team.
Those bottom 3 teams is DRX. Like those bottom 3 teams are worth the Nongshim. Like they're all Nongshim together. And look at Nongshim's.
That's gonna suck so bad because if T1 beat
roster again, what's
Nongshim and T1 Kingen and Fisher.
Ain't that a bitch? Them motherfuckers go. Fisher goes 2-3 by default because Fear-X is so dog shit.
There were some games that motherfucker went 1-8. I was like, this guy's not LCK level at all. This guy's not even an A level.
Fisher was getting his ass beat by. It was ridiculous. That was
that man Fisher was struggling against Vikla.
Yeah.
You struggle against Vikla. I have no hope for you. I have no hope for you.
I thought Vikla was on one champion where it was like
it was playing Corky like he was a crackhead. Like he just had no care in the world. He just wanted to go home.
And Fisher barely beat that. I was like, okay, all right, okay. This is what we're doing. There were some days where I saw the series. I was like, that fine. I'm not gonna lie. When they did, you know the fucking thing about the ratings dropped. The minute T1 and Gen G were over, the ratings dropped for the LCK. It was
yeah. If it was a night of Nongshim versus Fear X, oh man.
You know why? You know
cinema.
why? Because Hollow Life, it was Hollow Life DK and somebody else. All the good games were Friday and Saturday morning. After Saturday morning, it was the bottom teams playing. Who the fuck wants to watch Fear X versus DRX?
Me?
I'm going to sleep. Who wants to watch?
Once I saw the Saturday matchup was D and Freaks versus Nongshim. All right, guess we can go to bed now. No need to watch this at all.
Yeah, they put the best series up first. Like they put Faker versus Toby. Oh, the morning matinee, and then they put afternoon Fisher versus Vikla. Oh man, I would be sleeping in my chair like Showmaker. Fuck that. I'm going to sleep. Fuck that. Nah.
Oh shit, man.
Turn that shit
I can't believe Fisher was out here struggling to fucking Vikla. What a trash ass mid laner. That guy's not LCK level. It's not. Yeah. Holy crap. Sorry guys, let me type this one in. T1 carried. T1 carries. There we go. That has to be if you guys are watching this on the replay, update, just reload the tab because I'm putting T1 in there because they absolutely carried Group Baron. The fact that Gen G even went 3-2 is just, if Gen G actually didn't straight up just start playing horribly against Bro, all of a sudden randomly they just started playing bad.
Yeah, there'd be 2 0-5 teams. I forgot D and Freaks beat one of the bottom teams. I forgot who they beat, but
so if we're looking at this right now, it doesn't matter who comes out of this, they're losing to these guys, if we're being honest here.
Yeah.
So that means we're basically thinking it's going to be T1 and Hama Life in a best of 5 to qualify for the playoffs. And oh god, that's gonna be a hype matchup right there. The viewership is going to be insane. A T1 versus Hama Life elimination match to move on. Zeus would have to face T1,
but this
potentially knock him out.
But this is how this works right here. Go back up real quick right here. Okay, round 1, whoever loses is eliminated. Yep. And then whoever wins out of the 2 qualification matches are 1 and 2. And then whoever loses goes to round 3. Mm-hmm. And then that's where the fun begins.
I mean, T1 right now, if we're looking at them, they're about even with Hama Life, honestly. I think the addition of Smash might give them that edge to beat Hama Life. But Viper's been good too. Viper's not been bad. They're oh damn, that sucks so bad that you carried an entire group, and it's only because you had shit like D and Freaks and Fear X in your group. It's the reason why you end up might not making playoffs. There's a legitimate case that T1 might not make playoffs in this system because their group was just astronomically horrible. And it wasn't like DK's is any better. Guys, you watched them KT games? You watched Duckdown play the game? Yeah, I did too. Yeah. And then I tried to hung myself. So, that fucking sucks, man. Woo! Genji got a free. Genji were not even good this split. They've been playing good at all. You ever watch Genji play? They've been running it down.
They've been like dog shit.
Turbo sprinting the games. Chovy just is like, I'm here. I'm queer. Church of Chovy might be open this year. Like, Chovy's out here having like the worst split he's ever had in a while. It's like, bro, you okay? You like thirsty? He better not have one of them showmaker years where he like got burnt out on playing League and he's gonna absolutely have a horrible year. Hopefully that's not his year. Please tell me that's not gonna be it. Please tell me. They spent all that money to re-sign Chovy only for him to have a showmaker year where he gets burnt out on playing League and he just performs bad.
Shit. Sometimes that happens, man. And the worst thing about it is sometimes you gotta take a break. Sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what?
Like even Faker got burned out of playing League at some point.
Yeah.
This got some fat titties. This is huge. But yeah, anything else you want to say about any League related news that you want to talk about, or is that it? Next week we'll have to go over that Wooloo article where he was like, remember how he was hyping up? He was gonna, put out the players' salaries and money. It's like he didn't. He was like, well, I can't do it because then the players might get, hate for other people knowing how much money they make. Yeah, other people are going to judge them off playing a video game for how much money they're going to make. Yeah, guys, we know right now G2 confirmed that Caps is the highest paid player in the league. He deserves it. Not saying he doesn't. He's the Western GOAT, obviously. I think he's a great player. But if Caps started running it down like Chovy is currently, yeah, I would get mad at him. He's the highest paid player and he's not playing good. Yeah, if LeBron was playing like shit, given how much money he makes, people should be angry because the amount of money you're being given, you are not getting that level of performance. The reason why they're paid that much money is for their performance. Okay, so you should be angry. Someone's be like, but other people might get mad, they make more. Oh, boo-hoo, tough luck. This ain't fucking popularity contest, you know? Because we know the support position for Europe is the lowest earning position, as it should. There's Hylissang. He exists. You pay is Hylissang worth what Caps is worth?
Hell no.
Imagine giving Hylissang the amount of money you give Caps. Well, by Vitality would, because Vitality's full of idiots, honestly. So, yeah. You gonna be putting out some Pokemon content on your channel, or are you still taking a break from content creation?
No, I think right now I'm gonna put out some Yu-Gi-Oh content, just me talking about the market as well as Pokemon.
You know what's crazy, dude? Speaking of, you just mentioned market there. I might actually do comic book market watches. I was thinking about it. It's not really a market people do a lot. They do it for PSA grading. It's, you know, they grade like the comic book covers and shit.
You and I had this discussion a while back where we should just, I would say, you could talk about comic books that are underrated. Like
I could, yeah.
That people.
I was thinking about it. No, I'm not lying. I was thinking about it all today. I was like, could I do comic book market watches the same way I used to do Yu-Gi-Oh ones? Because there's not really a market for doing that content. There is, but it's not the way that Yu-Gi-Oh has it or Pokemon has it. Like, people only really talk about comic book market as far as like grading shit. And I think, man, I don't know what happened with nerd stuff where I have to grade every card. People are grading like comments in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm like,
yeah, you know what? You know why? Because every card goes up in price. Some cards are just like ones that are like they're worth like $2, but due to they're from this set that only like this card was short print. A lot of cards are short printed as comics.
Next week we have to confirm a date because you wanted to do the MSK show episode where we were talking about some of the topics you wanted. So you wanted DEI, Power Rangers is on there, and what was that third one you wanted?
Shit, I have to go back.
There was that Power Rangers topic we wanted to do, and there was DEI. So I mean, even if we just did those two, it's fine. I just want to make sure if there was a third one you wanted to talk about. But what day do you want? I have to know a day. If I can put it on the calendar.
Shit. Okay. I'm trying to see if a day they won't call me in early for work because these motherfuckers been calling me in on some bullshit. We could discuss. You said DEI, Power Rangers, and sports. We could talk about sports, like we could talk about the Super Bowl if the Eagles win or they lose again. We could talk about that. Hopefully your Eagles win, then you'll be happy.
No, I won't. If we lose to the same team again, I'm just. There's always a bridge.
We can talk about all these trades and why the fuck Luka got traded. We can talk about actual conspiracies, but we also proof. Like I got proof. I got proof, bitch. You know what I'm talking about? That motherfucker Luka got traded. He got traded for some nefarious shit. Because motherfuckers is crazy and money hungry.
If you tell James that the USA funneled money to BLM, he would say that that's a conspiracy theory.
Like, motherfucker, I am, but like, this motherfucker.
I remember he told me that Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter, the organization, are different. I'm like, the movement and the organization are mostly synonymous with each other. Just different.
Mostly are now because the movement was Black Lives Matter too. It was when the organization became bigger than the movement, they took the two part off, the TOO, because that's what it was movement for.
It was crazy. No one even knows this, man. Black Lives Matter was made by black lesbian women. White women, right?
No, the organization. The organization was made by black lesbians.
Right.
The movement was by black men. None of us actually know the actual names because it was saying. And I was saying this back in 2011, Black Lives Matter too. It was like it was never because the reason why we didn't say all lives matter because some people were saying that because there's some and this is after the whole George Zimmerman thing. his life didn't matter. In our opinion, we can't say all lives matter because most of us wanted Jordan Zimmerman gone. He provided nothing to this world in a productive sense where he should be alive. Like, we're not saying delete him. We're saying as a human being, he did nothing on this earth that was productive. That's why all lives matter went out the window. We started saying Black Lives Matter too. There's no proof because all the history was deleted. Because most of the guys were in the streets. We weren't on the internet. They were like, no, fuck it. It was like that's why we were advocating for get gun violence to go down, and we were having gun violence go down in my local area, like Connecticut.
By large mansions. It's crazy how people that wanted to apparently help Black people didn't give them a dime. They just went and bought houses and extravagant shit.
Yeah, those ladies who started the movement, who started the organization, kicked out the movement because we didn't want to do what all we wanted to be was we need crime in the neighborhood to go down. And this is why this is why I know motherfuckers hate because and Canada knows is part of it. We're so and this goes all the way back to rap. We are so desensitized to violence, but we're also so polarized as Black people in the hood because of hip hop. We over analyze. Oh my God, Black people do all this crime, and you forget that there's white people in the suburbs ODing, domestic abuse, because anything that happened was always, it was like, crime is crime. The reason why Black crime was more polarizing, because it was happening in short spurts. Some kid got killed at a bus stop at 6:04 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon. Somebody said, "Oh man, fuck that nigga." Then that guy who said "fuck that nigga" after that N-word was killed 2 days later. He was walked to a bus stop. Somebody pulled up on him, put 6 shots in his head. It was like, and it was getting glorified because cops were trying to stop it, and then people started rapping it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about Chicago. I'm talking about Chicago started glorifying it, and then that shit got out of control. Which is
weird because BLM was radicalizing people, and the leaders weren't even helping out Black people. It's just like it was all
the organization and the people on the ground, like me going to Chicago trying to figure out what's going on, hang out with my cousin, and then I almost got murked at the drive-by. Because this is what happened. I went to the
shot at. Holy
fuck. It wasn't because of me. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I went to the store, get something to drink, right? I'm walking back. A minivan comes by me, pulls out, and my cousin and his friends were in the store at the time. I walk out the store first, walk up the street. I turn to my right, see a car pull, but before I can even say anything, they just started busting. My cousin got hit. He didn't die that day. He died years later. His friend got murked on the spot. Like, it was like he was bleeding. I ran over to him, and then my cousin's mom sent me home that night. Or no, she packed my bag that night, 6:00 in the morning. I was on the first. She was gonna send me on the. She was gonna send me on the bus, but she had enough money to get me back on a plane, back to New York, back to JFK. And she was like, no. I was like, I can't let you get killed. You're not my child. If you get killed, then I gotta deal with your mom. And I don't need that. She's like, I don't know anything else. You can let your kid. They're my kids. Like, my kids are engaged. They're with friends that are engaged. I have 2. It turns out all but one of her sons are still alive. All of them were murdered. I was like, oh fuck. And I didn't realize later some of these guys are high profile rappers in Chicago. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna say it. I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I was like, damn. He said, yeah, because I went and I had exact change.
Before we go,
yeah,
we're gonna talk about oh shit. If you guys don't know what it was revealed that the US aid was spending money on, because we were just talking about government conspiracy theories yesterday. I guess even though something's already been proven before. I mean, I don't have to know if someone's bought and paid for if I can just see their demeanor. I can. First of all, these guys have press conferences, the Twitter accounts are rant, whatever. I guess funded troon surgeries for animals. Okay, it's mine. Why are we giving all these guys money for taxes? And this is the reason why people say taxation is like theft and shit. We give them all that money. They probably stole, let's just say trillions of dollars. We'll just put a baseline, billions of dollars, right? For all that stupid shit they're giving money to. Yet they can't fund America to make America better. It should be America first, us first. I don't give a fuck about foreign countries like that most of the time. They're sitting here giving foreign countries billions of dollars and shit for bullshit. Like, I shit you guys not, they wanted to make LGBTQ comic books to push them on people. Yeah, because that's what's going to help American people. American people need food, and they're taking your money and making LGBTQ books for other countries. I'm glad Elon Musk is in charge. Upend everything. Our money is not getting spent in a good way. People said source. Yeah, Elon Musk is the richest guy in the world. I'm pretty sure he knows what to do with money. I'm just throwing it out there. Color me shocked, right? The person who's the richest guy in the world would probably know a thing or two about how to handle some money. Our money literally has been getting spent like garbage. No one should advocate to give these guys more money at this point. If they advocate for bigger taxes, tell them to fuck themselves. Using our money for stupid shit like that. You told me that, remember, when we first started the show? Bullshit they're using our money on. What in the world? Troon surgery for animals. Yeah, that's what we need in our life. Yep. Yeah. More. What is this troon agenda they're on, man? They're trying to just push mental illnesses on people. Holy shit, that's so weird.
They've been on that for a while. Like,
now we just have confirmation that they were trying to push this stuff globally. It's like, no. And keep in mind, I want to say, I'll say it this way, so I'm not getting in trouble. I don't think there's a reasonable troon person, because that person is trying to convince you that they're a reasonable person. The person's already mentally ill, though. The person wants you to call them a girl, even though they're not a girl, and they want you to use preferred pronouns. No, that's not reasonable. I'm not playing a mental delusion.
That plus
a reasonable mentally ill person. That makes sense to people. A reasonable mentally ill person.
Plus, also they're trying to convince us that them cutting off their or getting sexual reassignment surgery is something that is correct,
good and beneficial. It's like, no, I don't think cutting off your lower areas is good.
Anything that's permanent should like.
That's why you know I've noticed. That's why a lot of these white ladies. Crazy. I don't see a lot of black ladies. I'll say this. I think it's a lot of liberal, straight white women that have mutilated their kids, and the only reason why they can't accept what they did is wrong because they're like for lifers in this. If they have to accept that they mutilated their kids, they'll completely break down. They can't accept that they made a bad decision or a really bad decision at all that involved destroying their kids' lives. So they have to convince you this is a good thing. I'll say this for black people. I don't think it's a lot of black people that are in that. From my recollection, I mostly see a lot of liberal white women. Like, did you see the Sex and the City lady? One of the ladies from Sex and the City. She was like, "Oh, a lot of my kids are trans. A lot of their friends are trans." Kid, oh yeah. What it's always is. If you want to be a fucking troon, cut off your ball. Can you not do it when they're kids? But they're 18 and 25, whatever. I guess you can make an argument for that. Not when they're kids. A kid doesn't know jack shit, guys. So if a kid walked up to you, they were like, "Daddy, I want to be an alligator. Can I go swim with the alligators?" In this, like, if you like, people like swimming like rivers and shit. So like, if a kid is like, "Yo, I want to be an alligator, Daddy. Can I go swim with alligators?" You're gonna let him do it?
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get people to dress up as alligator in the pool and then have them swim with them. Like, you know, the people I know, like, I want to be a pirate. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Then the next day, I want to be a Super Saiyan. Okay, all right. What? There's kids. I want to be a rapper. Cool. It's the thing is like, why are we believing computers that you should believe them? Okay, if we're supposed to believe kids, why not believe them when they say more stupid shit? Guys, kids say stupid stuff because they're kids. They don't know about the world. I'm not saying they're dumb. they're just naive. They don't know the full impacts of what they're saying, because when they get older, they'll be like, oh, I used to be that stupid as a kid. Yeah, we all had that. As a kid, we were stupid. It's just what it is. Why are we believing them? So if we're not going to believe them about smoking, you don't let a kid smoke, watch certain videos, you don't let them drink, you don't let them do anything. But if they tell you they're another gender, then we got to believe. Does that make logical sense to any of you?
Oh, it doesn't.
It does, to no one it should. There's no way. You wouldn't let them. What if your son is like, Daddy, I see you drinking beer. Can I have it? You're going to give it to him?
Hell
He
no.
knows what he wants. It's like, no, what the hell? Man, people are just, what happens? What do you think that is, man? Parents just being too soft, or they don't know how to be parents? Like,
and people are afraid to be criticized. And people are afraid to be ostracized as well. Because if you say, look, honestly, I don't believe in this transgender thing. You're transphobic, you're this, you get
labels
label.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then if you have a boss that might be it or agrees with it, or sometimes it's like some of these bosses fire people not because I know a lot of people got fired because the boss didn't agree with it, but due to somebody in that area didn't feel comfortable. That one individual had power enough to fire this person, even though they didn't say anything wrong against them. They
were just
say
trying to use
anything.
cancel culture. They're trying to cancel them for their opinion. That's crazy.
Like they didn't say trans could delete themselves. They didn't say that. They just said I don't agree with the agenda. Boom. It was like, my feelings are hurt. Boom.
You remember that after the inauguration, after Trump was saying what he was going to do, he went to that Catholic lady, the old Catholic lady. She said, because she was trying to talk to Trump about trans Troon kids, and she said this one thing, but outside of the Troon thing, that was like, people are just being openly racist. She literally said, don't deport the immigrants who will pick our crops. Literally straight up word for word, she said, who will pick our crops? Like, these guys aren't even trying to hide their races at this point. Who will pick our crops? What the hell? It's a great white lady saying this.
That part, that's just ignorant. That's because they look at the media like, oh, who are usually the Hispanics? That's how they look at it. Like, I like to call it racist because they can't control anything. They can't control the media. They just like, oh, I just looked at it. It's like, that's me. You admit you're a bigot. You're not a racist, because racism is a lot bigger.
Or they're only seeing like immigrants. Like, she literally said, I remember word for word after he got done with his speech, she was like, who will pick our crops? So like, is that what you see immigrants like?
She only sees immigrants as crop pickers. It's like, you're a bigot. You're an absolute bigot.
Textbook bigotry right there.
That is like, there is definitely racist when you said that's all they do. I was like, oh no, that is racism. That is actual racist.
Like, dude, they don't even hide it anymore. They be just saying shit. Yeah. They're just saying, like, for immigrants who will pick our crops and be involved in our communities. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Yep.
It's like trans kids needs love. No, your kid's not troons. They're just going through emotions. They're kids. They go, guys, as a kid, one day I was sad and one day I was happy as a kite. That's what emotions kids have. Oh,
yep.
Don't even hide how disgustingly bigoted they are. They just open with it now. But what's crazy? How we were just talking about her. Guess what she did, man? They're great. Oh God, I'll show you guys right now. Before we go, because I have to get this last video. I gotta start reading this book before we leave tonight. That same lady who was talking about the immigrants that'll pick our crops, apparently she pocketed $53 million. Unveiled hypocrisy. Bishop who chastised Trump's immigration policies revealed to have pocketed $53 million in taxpayer money.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about white.
Yep. No, it really does. It's
yep, sounds about, yep. I believe it. Yeah, God. Well, yeah, speaking of all that, fucking hell. So, God, we have the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. No Cloud9 podcast on Sunday. Hopefully I'll be able to have the episode with James on Monday, but if not, we'll just do it on Thursday. We usually take Super Bowl Sunday off, so it's a tradition we'll probably have for the years coming up anyway.
I should be available Monday if I don't have to work. The issue is a lot of times they call me in and they
understand. Sorry, man. It's all good.
They just call me in random bands at this point. They just because the person gets called out.
I would do it earlier. The problem here is like I get off. I would have to literally get off work, do the episode, and it's like I'm not even there in my brain.
No, trust me. I wait. That's why I went and took a nap earlier. I was like,
I usually take naps before if I have 2 shows coming up, I'll usually take a nap beforehand because last year, oh my god, I was just taking it in the ass with all these shows. Holy shit. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. We're just beginning our way through season 14, and be on the lookout. Episode of the Cloud9 podcast. No Sunday. Remember, no episode. We are taking the day off. Watch the Super Bowl. We'll come back Monday with the episode. And if not Monday, we'll be back here on Thursday. So, yeah. Have a great weekend, everybody.